Here's a wild tourist story. I was in Florida and I was chilling in my green room, you heard me, backstage, and all of a sudden people start running in my room talking about, I was eating Skittles and M&Ms and drinking Gatorades and people start running in my room saying, man, it's a protest going on outside of the venue. I'm like, what you mean? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? They said they're protesting you. I said, what? So man, they had buku people with picket signs and poster boards and everything that they made, and they walking around in circles basically saying Dee-1 is the devil. You hear me? Dee-1 is a friend of the enemy. Dee-1 is a fake Christian. Literally, these are quotes. Dee-1 is other kind of derogatory things that I can't even remember, but I took all kind of pictures and stuff because I had to remember this date in history. One thing was Dee-1 is the devil and a friend of the devil because he did a song with Big K.R.I.T and Lupe Fiasco, and I was like, huh? That make me the devil? Like, what you mean? So that was upsetting to me. That was crazy to me. So it became like this big security thing to where, security was wondering, like, it was like, yo, are they gonna try to bum rush the concert? You know what I mean? And cause problems. Cause we didn't know. So when I'm performing, I'm backstage and I'm thinking like, yo, man, this might be my somebody might bust up and Audubon ballroom me, you know what I mean? In the middle of my concert. You feel me? Like somebody might bust up and like, for real, have a gun or something in the middle of my show and try to bam, bam, do something. So I'm thinking all this backstage and I'm like, God, I'm not a rapper. I'm just a man on a mission to, fulfill your will for my life. And you brought me into this rap game, and I've been doing nothing but trying to be a better man and be more, just be more, adherent to whatever your will and your calling is on me this whole time. So if something happens to me, then, oh well, at least I went out like a soldier. You know what I mean? That's what I told myself. So man, I got in there, and like I played sports my whole life, so that stuff got my adrenaline rushing. And man, I go out there, I gave the best concert ever. I just had so much energy, and I just had some, as much as I shouldn't have said nothing, I had some messages between songs in case I had people that was trying to really oppose me, you know what I mean? Ironically, the song that they were tripping on is called Against Us. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if anybody trying to go against us, you know what I mean? Let me know, because I'm in God's army. So if you ain't in that army and you trying to go against us, what's good? You know what I mean? Like I'm here, I represent real, righteous, relevant. You hear me? That's me all day. 3 is up. Man, I do the concert. So somebody stood up, right? I ain't gonna lie, for like 2 seconds or so, I just stood up. I said, oh, it's about to happen to me. But they stood up and they just like started like chanting like in favor of just like, man, like we got your back. Next thing you know, everybody starts standing up. And it was just this energy, this euphoric feeling. I was like, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. God got me. So I do like the best concert of my whole career, man. Afterwards, they still outside protesting, still outside picketing, all this type of stuff. So security was tripping, the security at the venue, they were tripping. They were like, yo, it might be an issue for real when you're trying to get to your whip, to leave. So I was like, man, I don't normally ever have to worry about this type of stuff because I just carry myself in a way where I don't walk around with a gun. I walk around America with no gun, with none of that type of stuff, because God got me, And I was good, man. I got to the I got to the whip, and on our way leaving, I passed up these people and I rolled the window down, you know what I mean? Because I just wanted to make eye contact. I just wanted to see at least one of the people in person, who felt like I was the devil, just to, I just needed to have that for my own memory. So I rolled the window down and I made eye contact with one of them, you heard me? And I just remember that moment, man, because I wanted to see what spirit I felt from them, And it's just like, dang, there's some misguided people in this world, bro. It's some misguided people. Some of them are Christians, some of them ain't Christians, but it's some misguided people in this world, bro. So we dipped out, we pulled off, and, So as this was happening, I'm peeking out the window, and I'm looking at the protesters. I said, yo, one of the things that they're talking about, they're relaying messages to people who are coming inside telling me. They're saying why they're protesting, calling me a fake Christian, the devil, a friend of the enemy, all this type of stuff. One of the messages they relayed was, yo, you did a song with Big K.R.I.T and Lupe Fiasco. You know what I mean? Like, so that right there says enough. So I was like, man, let me call K.R.I.T and Lupe. Let me see if I could, let them know what's going on. So I called K.R.I.T, and K.R.I.T, that's my dude. He was like, Man, bro, it's some sick people in this world, brother, and it led to a great convo that me and K.R.I.T actually ended up having, just about, you know, the importance of how we manage our platforms and the messages we send out there as artists and whatnot. And none of us are perfect, but me and K.R.I.T, you know, we talked on that level. We both dudes from the South who are really, you know, who are really spiritual, really conscious, and all that type of stuff. It led to a convo where he was like, brother, I'm sorry. You know, I said, you have nothing to apologize to me for, but he was like, I'm sorry you're just having to go through that. So hung up, called Lupe. I told Lupe, like, Lupe, man, guess what? Lupe was like, that's great, man. That's awesome. He was like, yo, send me pictures, man. Like, this is amazing. So I'm like, what do you mean this is amazing? And Lupe just, I think Lupe is so, like, ahead of a lot of other people in terms of how he thinks, that he's so self-assured in whatever message that he's smarter than a lot of people. So whatever message he puts out there, regardless of how people react to it, Lupe has already mentally conceptualized the 10 different possible reactions that could come from whatever his action is. So when a reaction happens, he's not surprised. He's more or less finds it funny. Because it's like, yeah, I thought about that. I figured that a couple people might take this in that type of way. So it was funny to him. I didn't get it at the time, but we talked about that. We laughed and joked, and this was all before I went on stage too, man. So at the end of the day, it was just encouragement that I got from him, and I went out there and did my job, man. Clocked in and killed the show.